So the downstairs pretty much finished off all the electric there except for one box or one series of boxes that I was going to use to go up into the stairwell area. So this never had a light. Do have a smoke alarm there. It did have a switch here, and this switch controlled 3 lights downstairs, which that's the box that had 2 hots going to it. And I thought something was weird about the electrical, so I think it had something to do with that. And I think it's all taken care of now because I have one hot going to it, and I'm saving the other hot for this. So I left it go for about a week. I had to think about it, what I wanted to do and how to do it. And I decided to change this box into a double box. One reason is so I can get my hand in there because I wanted to pull the original wire. I was hoping I could pull a little bit more up. I had excess downstairs, but turns out I couldn't pull it up because there was a staple about right in here. So I was able to get the screwdriver in there and carefully loosen it and get the staple out. And I thought, oh great, I got it. Well, it turns out there was another staple down below, about into here. So I didn't know what to do. I thought about it and I decided to put an outlet down here. And again, a double box so I can get my hand in there to try to get that staple out. So it turned out I went a little bit too high. The staple was actually right in here. So I took the one screwdriver and I couldn't get enough leverage. I put a hole in here to pry, but that was too high. So then I did another hole down here. So I'm going to have to patch these holes. And then I was able to pull this, get the staple out. Now I couldn't hold on to it and it dropped. So it's down in the bottom there, but that's okay. I'll leave it. Now so then I decided to put a hole in up here. Well, I knew I wanted to do that because that way I can plug my hanging lights into here. And it has some decorative chain on the wire, so it'll look pretty good. So what have I learned is my oscillating tool works really nice for this job. I was able to put clean holes in. And I'm using this type of box. Now I switched to the plastic. I debated, I wanted to use the metal, but honestly it seemed like these would fit in better. And then this comes up and tightens down and these little tabs hold it. So you're really relying on this and these, which isn't great, but hopefully that's going to do it. And then in here, now they put wood here and they put wood up here, so I had to take a chisel and take more of this wood off. And it turns out it's hardwood, so that kind of comes out hard, but I did get some of it out already. And another neat thing I noticed was when I cut through it, and I saved this example out, first of all, it's pretty thick. So it's about 3/4 of an inch thick. And notice it's 2 layers. So I think this was built in the 1950s. What it appears to me, it appears as if there was a thin layer of sheetrock followed by a layer of plaster. Because this part is really hard, this outer. And then it was painted. Now I might be wrong, but maybe this was a transition period because originally plastered walls had boards here and then they coated them and then they did their final plaster. So this might have been a transition period where instead of using the boards, they used the sheetrock, and then nowadays we would use just the sheetrock period and we wouldn't do the extra plaster coating, which is about 1/4 inch thick on here. So I found that interesting. I hadn't noticed that before, but I never really looked for it either. So that's what I think's going on here. It was a transition period. Still using plaster, still plaster walls, but combination of sheetrock and plaster. So I have my holes in now. I was able to fish the one wire up, the new wire, right here. And now I can get a piece and fish one down from here to here. Hopefully there's no board going across there blocking me. Because if there is, then we're going to have to rethink this. We're going to put another hole in the wall. But I'm pretty well, I hope there's not. I could drop something down in there, but to be sure. But I'll just put the wire in and hope that I can get it out down here. And then, and I'll need to run. Well, actually, I got to run one down there too. So I need to run one between here. Pull this one back. Either way, I'm ready to start running the wires, and then I can install the boxes and start hooking up the receptacles and the switches. So we'll have 2 switches here. One to control the downstairs light, which I have only one light now, but it's a fluorescent light. It's located around about in there, so it's a good location. And then the second switch will control this outlet here, which is where my hanging lights will be plugged into. And we have 4 globes to hang here, so I'm going to do something creative. But before I do that, I want to pull this paneling off because that doesn't do anything for me, at least to here. And that'll get rid of that joint right there. Maybe I can take that piece and move it over here. And then I want to patch the walls and then paint them. So I need a bigger ladder because I thought maybe that'd be enough, but it's not. I need to bring a longer ladder in here. Paint the walls, and then do some caulking up here. Make it look better. And then I will do some painting, and then we'll be ready to hang the lights and finish off the receptacles, and the stairwell will be complete. Then we'll move on to the upstairs receptacles, and then we still have the heaters, but we're gaining. It's a slow process. This is my only job I'm doing, so this is it's moving forward, and we'll be into some other projects here. It's getting nicer out, and I'm thinking about the roofing in Lewistown, so we'll be doing other projects. Okay, but can't wait to hang the globes. I think they'll look pretty cool. And some artwork. I think we need some artwork along the walls here. Oh, and the oscillating tool. This is really the first I've used it. I've never had one before. I did get one to go with my Porter cable set, 18 volt. For this job, it's just what I needed. I can do a nicer job, cleaner job, snug fit. I really like it. I really like that it has the light. Helps when you're in low lighting like this. And it's not real fast cutting or anything, but I like it a lot. Really great addition. Okay, it's time to call it a morning and go to my other job.